Greetings, gentlemen. Welcome.
Greetings, Peter. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Mhm.
Another nice day by the bay, but we're waiting for the monsoon to come in.
The big rain is going to be exciting. Looking forward to it.
Yep. Got my generator, got my solar
Mhm.
panels, everything.
All right,
Ready to
me too.
go. All right, you guys. Welcome into the last session here. Good grief. The time flew by. And I'm just arranging all of these little windows. Seeing if I can get everybody in here. Okie dokie. Well, yeah, so I figured that the last session would benefit from giving us a chance to toot our own horns and celebrate our wins. And just the fact that you guys have shown up and you've listened and you started to get these ideas in your mind. Give yourself credit for whatever you were able to do. And we'll go from there. Okay, we've got that coming in. Okie dokie. So any questions, thoughts, requests before we get started? Okay, good. I'm ready. So sometimes we have to set a different context in our minds that we talked about back in the first or second session to give us our power back. And there's a couple of ways of saying this, but we can't change the past, but we can start where we are and change the ending, which is a nice way of saying that. So that's what we're doing. Nobody's perfect. Nobody gets it all right. It's the little things that add up over time. So we've spent quite a bit of time talking, and you guys have been up to some good things separately. But what I'd like to do is give you a chance to share some of your victories with us. And I'd love to hear the stories myself. So if you have something in mind, raise your hand and we'll just call on a few of you. Okay, I'm not seeing raised hands. There it is. Hello, Philip in London. Welcome.
In cold 4 degrees London, Peter, so it's freezing. uh, so celebration. So I mentioned how I got my first few clients in September and how my business took off after a lot of trial and error and struggles. And by doing this challenge, I realized that the work has just begun. That was not the end. That was just the beginning of a lot of good things to happen and a lot of changes that needed to happen as well. And somewhere during the last 8 weeks, I went after one client who would probably have given me $13,000. It did not happen. It did not materialize. He said no. I was heartbroken, rejected. But the lessons I learned here made me realize that is part and parcel. If you can't crash and burn a few times, you're not going to make the big money or go after the big wins. I think the celebration is not really the financial achievements. It's more the mental clarity and the mental fortitude and resilience that, Peter, you talk about a lot, that I realize I have, and I have also built with each week in this mastery program. Yeah, that's probably my share for now.
Well, congratulations for being in the game, on the court, getting a little bloodied. That's what matters. And it just gets easier and easier. I can say from my great age vantage point here that whatever we do does get easier over time. So let's congratulate Tony there. Okay, Phil, thank you. All right. So who else would like to jump in? Tony?
Yes, thank you, Peter. Thank you for these past 7 weeks. This is week 8, and I haven't forgotten about the AI free lecture that you were going to give us. But looking forward to that. In terms of reflection and celebration, I think the big win for me over the course of these 8 weeks was to realize my great good fortune and abundance. which beforehand maybe I wasn't seeing as clearly. And when I say good fortune and abundance, it transcends money, but includes money. Seeing that the measure of success is not just money, but it's great to have money come into your life and be used for good purposes and for one's own enjoyment and for service. But yeah, I got some perspective on a lot of the things I've done in my life. I've been through a lot. I'm older. I may be the oldest guy here, and no shame in that. But I've been bloodied and battled a lot and been through a couple major lawsuits. I had to fight hard for what was mine, or I was due. And I've worked hard to try and make inroads in a very difficult business, and had, it's the whole cup half empty or half full. My cup is really very half full, and I choose to look at that half full part and with appreciation. And you've helped me see that and to see, the bigger picture and the uses of, help me define a better relationship than money, than just as a measure of success or a guardrail against scarcity. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. All right. There's no fade out there. There should be. Thanks for the reminder, Tony. And I'm really clear now that we're all going to get bloodied a little bit if we get out in the game and we play. And that's just life. That doesn't mean that we're defective or that we're stupid. But if we expect it, then we know that's just normal because the world has got its share of problems. We could be the best possible and still have issues, but there's so much to reflect on in the way of gratitude that not only makes us happier, but I think gives us the energy to carry forward and be more successful. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. Michael in Florida.
How's it going? Michael, son of Ray. The last call I was on, I mentioned that I was considering joining a program that essentially teaches you how to build a ghostwriting agency. And I've since joined that.
Uh-huh.
And I missed the next call because of daylight savings. And then I missed the next call because I was buried in the work that these guys are showing us to do. And so I was a little frustrated with that, but I missed the calls while I was working on things that will definitely improve my financial situation. So I can't be too mad about it. But yeah, this program is like, it's really like, it's shown me that there's a very real way to build a writing business that genuinely helps business owners to grow their own business. And since joining it, I've learned a whole lot, and just it's like completely shifted my perspective on like how to use writing to generate clients for people. And I see like a very real financial path towards building something substantial. So that's been super exciting.
Super. That's much needed. We need wisdom. AI can write stuff, but you have to have somebody to steer it and to tell it where to go so that it can bring something back of value. I think you and I might want to have another talk because I'm going to be working with a client this afternoon, my largest client, who's had a book ready to go for years, and we're going to get it out there and we're going to promote it and market it. It's totally fun. I've had a lot of experience in this area going back to 2000, and yeah, really exciting area to work in. So delighted to hear that story. And of course, the crowd is just unrepressible. So here they are. Yeah. Thank you, Robert Glover, for inspiring us. Anybody else have a check-in that you'd like to share? Some wins, some struggles? I mean, just showing up, you're a winner. Ari, welcome in.
Yeah, thanks, Peter, for sharing all your wisdom in this course. Yeah, in the past 2 months, I have raised my my rates, so I've increased my own sense of value in terms of what I do as a coach. And I got my first client at that new rate. So that was a big win for me. I've just been, yes, I think stretching myself in terms of what I believe in terms of my income potential. And I think one of the other things I took from this challenge was just I've avoided thinking about my estate plan and my legacy because of my own fears about death. And so this is kind of pierced through that. And I'm taking steps to get my estate plan together. And I think what you've instilled is sort of a hopefulness that this could be a positive process. So I want to take a leadership role with my family so we actually have a larger conversation about our estate plans. So thank you.
I couldn't hear sweeter words. Thank you. And thank you for reaching out. And I was just thinking this morning, you came to mind as I was just getting ready to sit down at the desk here, that when we do that process, we think about our legacy and we think about the people we love and the causes that we love. We're not just making a difference for them and communicating that to our families and being leaders, but what a great chance to be introspective, to focus on what's important to us, and to start to think about that, because Lord knows the world doesn't want us to be spending time on ourselves. No, 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 go out and help others. So that is just super. I want to hear how it comes out, a little, a little half a page or something when you're done, and maybe share that story with other people because it's definitely a good one. I'm going to keep them around. They could be handy. Anyone else want to share a story? Because we do have more to talk about, but this is the most important part. And you can share during the later slides and if you want. But hello, Benny. Benny muted. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I don't have my usual headphones today. It's at the office.
Hmm.
Anyway, this whole mastery validated or confirmed for me my healthy attitude towards money. I built up a wealth to get ready for my retirement in about 2.5 years. I've been very afraid of retirement because I worry about running out of money, or worrying about lacking any objectives to wake up in the morning and stuff like that. But this got me going about meeting with a financial advisor. I've been meeting with a financial advisor, and he showed me some ideas about what to do with my money. He tried to sell me a product last week, and I don't need the product. I can do it myself. Okay, that product, it has huge fees on it. I don't need to cut into my 401k paying those fees. I can do it myself. So it's got me a little more encouragement, and it built up some bravery about facing retirement. With that, I'm in.
Good, good. I've heard that even boredom is good for us. Maybe we need just a little refractory time to recover and for ideas to start to bubble up. But congratulations on that. What a great, enviable position to be in. And our friends are happy too. Yeah. It's amazing how they make that sound so similar each time. Just remarkable. Anybody else want to check in? Again, you can check in during the call if you want. Okay. Perfect timing, moving along. By the way, I do have a gift for you later. So stay tuned. So some of the things to think about or to ponder in the coming days and weeks. What new things did you discover? What are you taking on now as a result of the workshop? And what is missing for you? Is it support? Is it cash to buy inventory? Is it knowledge? Can you fill that gap, whatever it might be? And can you quantify any wins? And who can you share your celebration with? And we've heard a little bit about how it shows up in leadership, which is totally awesome. So I just wanted to run through the sessions we've had to kind of refresh our memories, to get that 40,000-foot overview where we've been. So the objective of the series was building wealth through understanding the soft side of personal finance, which is the interior world, and developing a healthy relationship with money, while emphasizing that context is decisive in financial decisions, understanding a little bit more about our motives, and maybe bringing to light our thoughts behind the feelings that we have as we go through these processes. In the second session, we looked at masculine money stereotypes and beliefs, and the fact that our mindset determines really the space that we have to play in. So we've all been through a lot of rich experiences with money for sure. Session 3, we talked about how people use heuristics and mental shortcuts that don't always serve us in terms of money. I'm continually surprised by what markets do in the face of facts. I don't want to be political, but I can be economic here. With the election and the results, I personally believe that the economic programs that the future president here is talking about are actually really bad for the economy. Even if he were a good businessman, his understanding of economics is obviously lacking. Again, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just expressing my concern. But the market went up, right? It's like, okay, people are looking at what they believe, and they're looking at their understanding and so on. Like tariffs look like a good idea, protect us. But the knock-on effects are different. So looking at our shortcuts, our thinking, our belief systems, we need to keep an open mind and keep learning and find out who we are in relation to money. So that's what we've been doing. In order to generate the engine or the power to keep moving, we talked about a mindset of resourcefulness and purpose. And that resourcefulness part was a new discovery for me just a few months ago. I was still having concerns about the challenges I was facing with my lawsuit. And then I realized I am one of the most resourceful people I know, maybe the most. And it's fun for me. And I never have an end to ideas and things that make sense to pursue. So realizing that took a lot of my anxiety away about the future, knowing that I will deal with whatever comes up. And I'm even resourceful in terms of setting my own emotional tone. So this is a deep one. We talked about entrepreneurialism and creating our own path and seeing our strengths, our weaknesses, maybe creating a side hustle. I read that half of Americans have a side hustle, which I think might be a little high, but Americans are particularly good at being optimistic and taking some risks in terms of being entrepreneurial. So whether or not you have a business, this mindset is so helpful because it looks for opportunities. It acts on what we know we need to do to be perceived as someone trustworthy, someone who can help others, someone who people want to support. As my dad said to me once, people will always be ready to help you, son, if you're ready to help yourself. And that's pretty much true. So this part, taking ownership, agency, and contributing. And in session 6, we talked about the importance of relationships and the wealth that lies there. It's sometimes we just need something that's relatively small, but we can't provide it ourselves. And so if we have a support group of some kind, they can meet that need for us without much, effort or sweat at all. And so really being successful with people is so important. And that doesn't mean being phony. People are looking for authenticity. They're looking for connection. They're looking for encouragement. And when we bring that to the table, really the sky's the limit. So this is an area that obviously is very important and somewhat equivalent to money because it's resources. And last time we talked about estate planning and really leadership, because this is the way we express leadership. What legacy are we leaving right now? People are watching us. We're making a difference in people's lives, whether we realize it or not. And the ultimate legacy is what we leave behind for future generations. And idea just popped into my mind. What if we thought about what could we do that people might remember in 7 generations? Usually we're just going to be forgotten in the dustbins of history. That's the way we think about it. Or we want people we know to be impacted. But there's future generations out there that don't know us, never will know us. But what could we do that would be that significant that would carry over? Maybe planting trees or something, doing something for the environment. I don't know. But this is our chance to recognize that we do have this opportunity to express our love and our care and our values and make life a little easier for others when we depart. So here's the answer to the question about chatbots and so on. I've lined up a time and a day, and hopefully that'll work for a lot of you because it's the same time and day as this Zoom call is, but a couple months out. So in January, we'll have 90 minutes, and I'm going to share all the things that I know that are valuable that I can fit into 90 minutes about AI and chatbots. I think it's going to have a significant impact on our financial lives and our opportunities, our efficiency, the leverage that we have with it. And you just have to be AI literate for sure. But I was just invited again this week to speak to a group of professionals, lawyers, and mental health professionals. and so on in the new year. So whatever it is that I share seems to be of value to people, and maybe we could even take suggestions and questions before we get there. So there's a Zoom link here, and did I actually actualize that? It's been a busy week. I'll check it later, but you've got my contact information at the very least. And I think that leads to the link, to the Zoom link. Yeah. Okay. So using chatbots and AI to boost your wealth and your well-being. So that's coming up. Mark your calendars right now if you can for January 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 7 hours. So it's well, it's 5 o'clock UTC, so I guess it's 8 hours. If you send me your email addresses, I will send you a reminder when we get close to that date. And send me your requests, like what do you want to know about chatbots and what would be useful. But I also have this gift for you, which is an emergency financial kit. If you go to this link, it'll take you to a pretty extensive list of resources. I can't do it within this program in my window that's active. But for credit, for borrowing, for government agencies, for fraud resources, all kinds of things, I wanted to leave you with something that you could keep handy, like in case of fire, break glass. So there's an emergency kit waiting for you. And we could talk about that or share it during the call, I suppose. What I'd like to get from you is your feedback on the course. And that's another tiny URL link. But if you go to this link here, this tinyurl.com money-mastery-feedback, if you could take a few minutes to do that now, then I'll be sure and get some quality feedback on this course. I appreciate all the kind words and who you guys are and who you are for me, but I want you to be really honest in this feedback. Maybe not brutal, but really authentic. And you don't have to put your name or address, email address in it. You can leave those fields blank. But if you go there right now, I think you will be able to see that survey, and it shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes to fill it out. So I'm going to bow out for a few minutes, just give some quiet time to do that. And I'll be back in about 10. Okay. Gentlemen. Thank you for filling out the survey. And thank you for being honest. I don't take it personally. I just want to be of service to you guys. And got some good feedback. Would you guys like to discuss it? In fact, let's go ahead and discuss it out loud here. Not everything on your feedback, because I've got that already, but things like what could we have done better? And things like topics that weren't included, like the brass tacks kind of facts and figures and basics about financial planning or investing, because we did the soft side, that would be the hard side. But so I'm just going to open up the floor and to the feedback that you guys have about this structure. And remember too that you can go online and get copies of the slides, the recordings, and articles like the emergency kit for finances. Yeah, so I open it up to you guys. Any hands? Hello, Philip.
Hi, Peter. Maybe I am being too eager and keen being, but if I want to do your AI call on the 7th of January, but in the meantime, where do you propose I look, or what pointers can you give me where I can, brush up on things in the meantime and also help my business?
I've recorded a couple of calls I've done with others.
Oh,
and
okay.
Things are changing so rapidly in that space. Every week is a whole new view, a whole new panorama of opportunities. But let me share with you one or two YouTube
That'd be awesome.
videos that I've recorded. And
Thank you so
I'll do
much.
that after the call so it doesn't interrupt the flow here. But I'll do it over, if you can stick around for a few minutes afterwards, I'll do it over chat here. I think I can upload some links.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Mm-hmm. Tony?
Yes. I don't think was the purview of this course. So the comment I'm about to make is actually a suggestion for perhaps an expanded group, but it would be of interest to me and perhaps other people to go more deeply into individual scenarios and situations. And maybe that's a circle or a challenge or something where we could brainstorm, hey, here's my situation. Here's my money or my career situation, whatever, and just sort of help each other on an individual level. So that's my thought.
Well, I like that. Kind of fits with something else I was going to bring up today, which is maybe finding ways to help each other to partner up, accountability partners, maybe an ongoing space on Integration Nation. I think it all kind of points in the same direction. And one of the pieces of feedback I saw briefly here was less presentation, more participation. And that would take a load off of me. But also I kind of realize I do a lot of talking because I get excited, and I want to share. So I will take that to Sid and to Robert, and we'll see what we can do to support you individually if we don't come up with something during this call right away. Anyone else? You guys feel like you've got all the knowledge of facts and figures and investing and everything that on the hard side that you'd like, or would you like to dive into that in a future course maybe? Okay. Thank you, Tony. How many of you are interested in finding a partner to work with and share stories with, support each other, or maybe a group?
I vote for group. Just one other partner might be, it's limited. I would rather have a small group where there'd be more perspectives.
I like that idea, sort of a mastermind group. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. And maybe the group could define its own structure, format, and feel its way through that rather than being, I grew up with the model of teaching and learning. It's got its limits. So maybe it's a group effort to define how it works that would be most effective for y'all. So I like that idea a lot. If we did form it, which one of you would be interested in being part of that? So Tony, Tyler, Kevin. Looks like Marcus got his hand raised. Probably let y'all know that we're doing it. I think it's a good idea. I need to be reminded, I need to be held accountable, and I need to focus on my own stuff because I got enough people pulling at me to fulfill their stuff, which I'm happy to do. But so, okay. And got Tyler's name down there. So that's what we'll do is we'll think about some way to make that work. Maybe it could be even self-generating, so it doesn't need a single leader to keep track of it. Any other ideas or things that you guys see that would be useful to you coming out of this course? Not necessarily related to this content, but just something that got triggered or came to the surface for you. Philip?
Yeah, family scripts about money or money scripts, generational money programming or money scripts that we carry along or carry with us unconsciously, stuff like that. Where it's a lot of stuff generational and passed on without us even knowing it. We just bang our head against a brick wall, not knowing, having a clue. Those kinds of things.
Yeah, I love that. Love that topic. I was listening to a meditation last night that was exactly talking about that, about the different limiting mindsets that we inherit. You have to work hard to have money. Money doesn't grow on trees. The scarcity mindset. What about entrepreneurialism and side hustles? I think Sid has got that corner taken care of for us. So don't forget that course is coming up starting in January. How to, the game is to make $500 from a side hustle during that course. I'm going to be there for sure. Any other missing pieces for you guys? Support, ideas around careers. Tony?
Yeah, Peter, I had a thought that for me, the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset is worthy of, I don't know if a whole course, but exploration. I think it's a big one.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds simple, but
And practices for replacing scarcity mindset with abundance mindset. And I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm sure there's practices and actual steps, not just mental, okay, here's the idea or mantra, and those are good, the affirmations and stuff, but okay, where am I stuck? What would be a good step? What's a baby step, that I can do? Or many baby steps.
I don't know if I told you guys my story about scarcity and abundance, but I'll relate it again because it's a good example of what's hiding from us and what's available to us if we'd only open our eyes to it. Actually, it's more than open our eyes to it. It's just choose to believe, choose that mindset. It's just a choice, you know. Um, I was reading No More Mr. Nice Guy years and years ago. And toward the end of the book, one chapter was devoted to scarcity versus abundance. And Robert said, if you don't believe in abundance, just look around you. Do you see happy couples? Yes, you do. Do you see fancy cars and things like that, like money around? Yeah, big time here. I mean, a Tesla's just, the anti, it's just it's nothing here. It's like a Ford Fiesta or something. So he said, just choose to believe or see abundance around you. And then I was meditating a couple weeks later, and I was thinking about dating and relationships. And I was thinking about that simple choice for scarcity versus abundance. I knew there were women out in the world, there's abundance there, but connecting with them and having a happy relationship is another step, a larger step. So I thought, well, what would it take for a woman to love me? Well, I just have to be lovable. Am I lovable? I don't know. I was going through my mind really fast, or it was going through my mind on its own. And I said, wait a minute, that's just like abundance versus scarcity. I'm just going to choose to believe I am lovable because there's not enough evidence in the whole damn universe to convince me if I don't want to believe it. I just, okay, I'll just choose that. And I had been on Match.com for 3 or 4 months. Not a single woman had ever reached out to me. Nobody had ever responded. I mean, you really feel like a leper after a while. I had, uh, anyway, so the first thing is this beautiful Russian woman reaches out to me over Match.com. Turns out she lives a couple blocks from my little rental house down in Carmel. Oh my God, that was a fun period of time that we were together. Nothing but amazing memories. Foreign women, but that's another subject. I walk into my favorite restaurant and the hostess says, "Are you single?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, would you be interested in meeting somebody?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, my sister, her husband just passed away. He was a surgeon and, she lives in this ultra fancy neighborhood. And would you be open to meeting her?" I said, "Sure." So it was just like one thing after another that I didn't do. I didn't tell anybody. Some people didn't even see me, so it wasn't like my energy, or appearance. But once I turned that switch of there's lots of women and I'm lovable, which were both just choices. I could choose to believe I wasn't just as easily or I was. So um, scarcity versus abundance is a huge topic, and I'd love to explore it in more depth. That would be so much fun. Maybe part of the group support. Maybe there could be a theme, but something that we're learning intellectually in a group, but also the mutual support and stories being the major portion of it. Any other comments? Looks like Tony's back.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm taking too much time, but hey, no one else is raising their hand. So I think the abundance scarcity thing you just speaks to a larger sort of phenomena, if you will, that your beliefs create your reality. You just said choose to believe something and it becomes manifest. I think that's huge. So I mean, just sort of expanding it beyond scarcity versus abundance. not just in the financial world, but as you said, in the world of dating or in the world of whatever. That's a big subject, and I've seen it professed in a lot of places. And I don't know, maybe it's getting too large and too philosophical, but I find that to be intriguing as well.
Mm-mm. Absolutely. It can get a little woo-woo for sure, because it's coming dangerously close to sounding like manifesting and the secret and all of that. But it really is an example of that in its own way. And if we could bring it down to practical terms as one of our guiding principles of discussion, then we could keep it from getting um, to the point where it's just an intellectual, philosophical kind of discussion. So I like that a lot. Is there anything else that you guys would like to see in a group if you were part of one? All right, good. Okay, so again, all of the slides, many articles, including the financial emergency kit, will be, many of them are, and the remainder will be online within the next couple of days for sure. Last time I was able to get it all up there on the same day that we had the call. So if you missed a couple classes, no problem, classes. Gotta work on my thinking. A couple of our workshops. If you miss them, you can go back and watch them. Uh, and you can plop one of those YouTube links into your favorite chat bot and have it summarized for you or ask it questions. So that's one of the uses, is saving time in going over material, no matter what the format is. So also, you can just call on me and I'll do my best to be a resource for you. Just email me anytime. And I will pursue this idea with Robert and with um, Sid. Keep thinking of Raj instead of Sid. So that, I think, wraps it up with just a few minutes left. Any last minute requests, acknowledgements? I acknowledge all of you guys for being here with me and helping me develop these opportunities to build you up and to get you where you want to go. And I think if you don't have the soft side, you can't build much on top of it, because you will undermine yourself. And I've got those blind spots too. So I would like to be part of the group as a participant. And thanks to Robert, thanks to Sid. Appreciate all of you so much. And if you have any last minute thoughts, requests, whatever, just send them to me, okay? Anything at all. So it's a few minutes early. I think Michael was wondering about being a day trader. And okay, just looking at the notes here coming through. So any thoughts for the group before we go on to just Q&A, individual questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for your kind attention, your support, your time, and for the income for me. I appreciate that. Big hand for all of us. Yay. I wasn't expecting a standing ovation, but I'll take it. Good job, everybody. May you go forth and prosper. I will stick around.
Peter,
Thanks.
I think I found your YouTube videos on AI actually.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yeah, they're the ones from October, I guess, right? A month ago, you did a couple of them.
I've done so many, I can't remember when they were, but they
Right.
are, I think they're discoverable. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't do it intentionally. I just made it easy for people to, if they have the link, they can watch it. They don't need some special password or something. So yeah, check it out. Let me know what you
Brilliant.
think.
Thank you. I'll
Oh, it's just Michael's note taker that's here. I thought he was here in body as well as spirit. Kevin, thank you. All right. We'll send something out to all of you about a group, and can't wait to see where you guys are in 6 months or a year and where I am too. Sky's the limit. Thank you.
How long will the recordings be up for?
As far as I know, they're just going to remain available.
Hmm.
I certainly won't dump my copies, but they're hosted on YouTube, and then the links are there in the Integration Nation.
Well, cool.
Yeah. All right. Keep the cards and letters coming.
Thanks very much, Peter. This was very helpful and very grounding. And thanks, everybody. It was great to participate with y'all together. Yeah, made money feel like just a normal but healthy and exciting thing again.
Cool. Oh my God. That's big.
Yeah, very grounding.
I see that Ash, the cow, just checked in.
Yeah, guys, I am at work and I can't get in. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah. All right, I'll do the recording though. What was going on? How was everything? How's everybody?
It was so good.
Nice.
Man, we're kicking it. We're taking it to
I
the moon. We're thinking about doing some kind of a mastermind or support group, accountability group. So we have more
Oh,
time to
cool.
share our stories and things like that.
All right. I'm glad I missed out on a lot of things.
You save time.
I know. I got other things to do. I'll catch up with the videos though.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
around.
Yes. Is this the last group, Peter? Is this
Yep,
the
this
last session? Okay, okay.
is the last
Yeah.
session, but also, Ash, go back to um, put in your calendar that we're going to have an AI session,
Oh, that's cool.
AI related to money, because it's
I'm
so
excited.
damn powerful.
Yeah.
And also, there's an emergency kit online, but it's also going to be an article posted in the section of Integration Nation that we have online. It'll be one of the resources there.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Ciao.
It's been fun for me.